I finished school when I was 16. I went to high school a year, or college a year. I came back and I drove it then to school, 2 miles away to school, back and forth every day. My brother didn't go on to college, so he was home on the farm. Well, all of a sudden, about 4 years, maybe 3 years after he graduated from high school, he decided he wanted to go to college. Now, I don't think he really planned on doing that when he first left, but he fell in love with a girl. And she was going down there to college, so he wanted to go down there too. I think he thought they'd get married. But
where did they go?
To McPherson. Okay, so he drove that back and forth most of the time. I'll sidestep this just a minute to tell you that the reason I said sometime, because he decided one time that all these kids was hitchhiking home. So he didn't see why maybe he could just do that too, and then save some gas and try that one time. So he starts out, and he gets a ride, I think it's to Kansas City. And there he met a guy, stopped on the road and said, he was walking, he was going into Kansas City. He said, yeah, he said, where are you headed? He said, well, I'm headed for Iowa. He said, probably never heard of it, but he said, a little town up near Marshalltown. Oh, he said, I know where that is. He said, well, I'm going to Mason City. Well, Charlie said, you're within 20 miles of where I come from. So he said, okay, he said, you let me out at this filling station there, and my folks come out that 20 miles and pick me out. So when they got up to the station, this man said, now he didn't know this man, but the night before they had stayed all night in Kansas City before they went up there. And when they got to get ready for bed, my brother started crawling to bed, and this guy went over to his suitcase, and he got a little gun about this big. Didn't say a word, just picked it up and put it under his pillow. Well, my brother said I didn't get much sleep that night because he didn't say nothing, but he just put it under there. So then they called back and get in the car and go up there to get this corner. This guy said, do you say east 20 miles? I said, which way? He said, east. He said, well, why don't I just take you on home then? He said, you've been a good passenger. He said, I've enjoyed talking to you. Well, he said, my folks can come pick me up. He said, no. He says, I'll take you home. He said, okay then. He said, I'll meet your folks. So he goes, brings my brother home on the farm. And before he says, my brother started to crawl. I said, Charlie, sit down here again. He said, I want to talk to you. He said, you know, you really shouldn't take chances of hitchhiking. Because he said, I'll show you something. And he showed him he had it rigged up. He had a gun. And he said, if you had made one false move, all I had to do is touch this button. He said, that's how close you were to death when you was right as me. He said, I'm safe. But he says, I go prepared all the time because I travel too much. Well, now, so then he decided then he just drive this car. He'd be home all the time.
That changed your mind.
Well, the summer before they came, he decided he wasn't coming home from college, but he would do some deputation work with the college, going down into Oklahoma among the blacks and working with them, with Christian work. So that's where he spent that summer. The next summer he started coming home again, and he came home that one weekend, and he kept talking about Shasta Daisy. So I thought, gosh, I wonder if Shasta Daisy. I said, I wonder if he's got a girlfriend. And different girl. So if I got the better of me, and I finally said to him, well, Charlie, who are you talking about? Who is it, somebody we know, this Shasta Daisy? She said, yeah. He said, it's your Chevy you used to drive. I said, well, why in the world do you call her Shasta Daisy? She said, because she has to have oil, and she has to have gas, and she's sure a daisy. That was a story. So Shasta was Shasta Daisy. And he said afterwards that he and his friend took a bottle of not champagne, but just a green, like we buy, what do you call it, like 7-Up, and we christened it.
Charlie older?
But he was always coming
Just
up.
11 months.
Yeah, he was always
11
coming up.
months? Sheesh.